I'm about halfway through the tuning and just want to make a video to update you on the condition of the instrument. So the piano was so far out of tune that it was nearly transposed. This means that definitely needs another tuning, possibly two more. And where we are in the season, where the air is drying out and the wood will dry out, there's a more likelihood as the seasons change that it adds that second tuning, or adds the third tuning. Why? Well, because the tension change on the instrument. This piano is probably holding 16 to 18 tons of pressure. That tension on the piano is the tug of war tension along the wire, but also down-bearing force of the wire. When we hear the piano, we don't hear the wire. The wire doesn't move enough air. We are hearing the soundboard. The wire is holding tension. Tension is transferred by down-bearing force to the bridges. I'm flying blind here. These are the bridges. And the bridge puts that tension onto the soundboard. So it's the soundboard, that's the speaker, that's what's moving the air. The soundboard of every piano has a crown to it. On an upright, it's like a belly pushing out. On a grand, it's like an arched ceiling. And it's designed to be at a very specific curve to ring like a speaker. When the piano hasn't been tuned in a long time, the down-bearing force of the wire is insufficient, and the soundboard sits at an exaggerated posture. And then as I am tuning, I'm increasing the down-bearing on different areas of the soundboard, forcing it to flex underneath it. And that change, measured in tons of down-bearing, takes about 3 weeks to settle. And then we can revisit it for a second tuning. The reason the weather complicates this is that on a cellular level, the wood is going to be giving up moisture and changing the crown of the soundboard based on moisture content as well. So no sooner than 3 weeks we tune a second time. We might wait a little longer to see how the weather changes, try to get the wood a little more dried out so that we're getting more out of that second tuning. The piano is a good candidate for a humidity control system called the Damp Chaser. That is spelled with 2 P's, Damp Chaser. They are a monopoly. They're the only one that makes a humidity control system for the piano. For a grand of this size, you're probably talking about $650. They will freeze time on your major components. They'll benefit the tuning. They'll benefit the longevity of the tuning, but they might add 10 years to the life of your piano. It keeps the piano at 41% humidity. It adds moisture when there's not enough all winter long. It removes moisture when there's too much all summer long. Everything's hidden underneath the instrument. There's an indicator light. If you were sitting on that couch, you might be able to see some of the components as they suspend underneath the piano, but for the most part, it would be discreet and invisible. There's a logical order of operations for installing a damp chaser. In that, it is not plug and play. You don't plug it in and suddenly get 41% humidity on the wooden components. It takes about 3 weeks to revive the instrument. And then it keeps it there as long as it stays plugged in, as long as it gets watered when it asks for water. So there's an opportunity, if that system is in the cards for the piano, there's an opportunity to make the most of these delays between tunings by installing a damp chaser and kind of getting 2 things to settle at once instead of waiting them out individually. The piano's been here for decades. There's definitely an argument to be made that the year of this piano's manufacture, you know what, these trees were 200 years old when they were cut down 100 years ago. They've seen winter. The fact that it's been in this room and in Vermont and dealt with this, well, there's a real strong argument to be made that, you know, the piano is doing pretty good with what it's got. I also have access to many used systems. They would not come with any warranty. I'd have to test the components, but we could install one much cheaper, likely half the price, with some of these used components. So that is also an option. And as far as the touch response of the piano, we have many misaimed hammers. Oh, I'm making a video for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm making a video so I can share it.
Okay.
Yeah, just updating the status.
All right,
yeah.
good. All right, so I'm not gonna worry about, all you do is close the door.
You got it.
I'm gonna close the garage door, I'll take my truck, I'm not gonna take cars.
Gotcha. Oh, am I blocking you in?
That's all right,
All right.
I'll take the truck.
I don't mind moving the car.
You don't mind?
No, not at all.
Because it's much nicer for me.